Hey guys, what's up? So welcome to the part 2 of creating a simple image editor using Visual Basic. So without further ado, let's get started. Now you can add these methods as the event handlers for the picture box. That you can do by add handler picture box dot mouse move comma address of mouse move method. You can copy this method or this particular line 2 more times and we'll change it to mouse down, mouse up. We'll also change the address of the function. Now once the handlers are registered, we need to set the location where you need to insert the picture box. This will be canvas panel dot location dot x plus 100. Just giving a value so that it will be drawn or it will be created at the top of the panel. Canvas panel dot location dot y plus 100. You can change this according to your convenience. I'm just putting a random value so that it will be drawn there. Also, we'll set the size mode to stretched. So the image will be stretched to 200 are the ratio without maintaining the actual ratio. Then you can adjust it. We'll be bringing in few more controls which will help you to adjust or resize the image. Now once the picture box is ready, we need to add it to the canvas panel. For that, canvas panel dot controls dot add picture box, then picture box dot call the method bring to front, so that even if it's behind any other control that was already present there, it will be brought to front. Now we need to keep a list of all the controllers that we have so far created, and for that we'll be creating a map. Also we'll be attaching the list to the list view, for which we'll be creating one more method, private sub add my layer to list, which will be taking in two arguments, which will be the control itself, and the second argument will be the key value. We should give the file name, or it could be a string or something, which is just something that we could use it to uniquely identify. In case of an image, it will be the file name. In case of the text, it will be the text itself. We have to implement this map and list, but we will do that later. For the time being, I'll just call this method here and keep picture box and the file name. Once it is added, I can just I have created a control globally here, and there is no need to attach it anywhere. We are just creating it here, and we will set those control and the drag point to nothing again. Current control is equal to nothing, and drag point is equal to nothing. This is just we are emptying in case if it was already present. For the time being, it is not required. Now let's create a map here. Which will be a hash table. For the time being, we'll keep it empty. And dim. Also, we'll create one integer called layer number. We can start the layer number from 1. Okay, we'll just keep it initialized to 1, and we'll keep on incrementing as this function is called. Whenever add my layer to list is called, we'll be just incrementing the layer number by 1, and we'll be creating a key. Now let's do this function. So this value will be having the entire file path, because we are passing the file name from the open file dialog. We don't want it, we only want the file name alone. We don't want the entire file path. So what we can do is system.io.path.get file name, to which this file name can be passed, so that you will get the file name alone rather than getting the entire path. So I am appending it. So I formed a key layer hash map dot add key, and then the control object itself will add it. Layer list dot items dot add the key, and also increment layer number by 1. Now when you click the insert image button, it should give you a open file dialog. You should be able to select an image, and it should be added to a picture box, and the picture box should be added to the controller, and also it should be added to our layer list. Okay, now let's try it out. So we got an error actually. That is because we are trying to convert an integer to string here, just to string, and then rerun it again. Now you can see it is inserting an image. You can select one more image, it is also inserted, but you won't be able to move it. Both are inserted at the same place, but you can see the layer has got added here. Instead of making it a grid view, we'll make it a list view. So we'll do that by going here, close this, to the properties here. Instead of using the large icon, I'll just click on list. Okay, save it, come back. Now let's start with the coding of the handlers for the mouse event, so that you can move the elements around the screen. Now in the mouse down, what we will be doing is, whichever element the user clicked on, in our case it will be something within the canvas. So current control is equal to the sender object, which is the element itself. Type of sender is a picture box, or type of sender is label. Then only we will be doing this, otherwise we'll be just ignoring it. Whenever user clicks on it, we should bring it to front. Then we'll create a drag point, that is actually point object, at wherever the click happened. That's all is required here in the down event. Now let's do the move event. If current controller is not nothing, we'll declare a point. We'll get the current mouse point. Windows.form.cursor.position. And now we'll move the current control.location to a different point. So drag point is whichever point where the mouse was clicked on. You can see the drag point is being populated at that point, and now we are actually taking the difference of both of those. Okay, and same will be done for the y coordinate as well. You can just simply copy this and replace the x with the y. I'll just bring it down so that it's easy to read. That's all we need to do with the move method. Now when the user actually leaves the button, actually the mouse up, what we should do is the current control will be set to nothing, and the drag point also will be set to nothing. Okay, now we should be able to move around the items that we have inserted within the canvas. Let's give it a try. I'll be inserting an image again. Yes, we are able to move it just by leaving the mouse. Okay, now we'll insert one more image. You can see I can insert it and I can also move it around the canvas or the panel. Okay. Now we can do the same for the insert text so that we'll be able to insert a text instead of an image. You can see here it is the layer, and you can see that I'm placing this one over the other. Now that the move is working, or we have the ability to move around the items within the screen using the mouse. Now we'll get to the addition of a text. Here we did the insertion of a picture box. Instead we'll be inserting a text. You can copy this entire logic as such. Okay, we'll go to the form, double click on the insert text button so that you will get the on click event for that. You will paste the same, and instead of this we'll keep it text box. Well, we'll name it text, which will be a label, and we create a new label. And this property won't be valid. This we can actually change it to text.location so that the text will be inserted at that position. For text I'll keep it 500 500, and we can say the text height let it be 50 and the width be 180, and there is no stretch mode here. And we should say text.text is equals add text. Also we'll be attaching the same handlers with the text control as well. Also you can modify the font and the font size as well by creating a new font object, Arial, and I will give it a size of 20 or 18. Bring the text to the front and also add it to the canvas panel. And now you can use the layer list function, the same function. Here, instead of passing the file name, we'll be passing the text itself, or we can just call it text. Nothing is required. I think with this, the insert button should be able to add a new text box and add it to the canvas panel as well as to our layer list. And I won't be giving the capability to change the font for now. That is the reason why I added this line explicitly, so that you can do it later by using the same font object. Also I will say text.forecolor will be color.black. Now that we have done this, we can just simply test it out. Once you have it here, you can click on insert text, which should give you a text. You should be able to move this text around the canvas like you did for the image. Now you should be able to insert another image, and you should be able to place the text over it. Okay, now we will bring in the capability to resize the things and resize the images and resize the controllers. Now when you try to save this image, it will be saved with the height and width of the canvas panel. So let's try saving the image. If you go here, you can see a new bitmap image has been created. I'll open it. You can see the image has been created and it looks similar to what we have made here. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next part.